So welcome back to the YouTube channel, and tonight we'll be talking about the disrespect that I feel like the Olympic has done to Jamaicans at the Paris Olympic opening ceremony. So in case this happens to be your first time, before we continue, do me a favor to first like this video and of course subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now, in case you do not know, I noticed that apart from the United States of Americans, Jamaica and other African countries were not really showcased when it comes to broadcasting in the opening ceremony. So what I mean is, I observed that when Jamaicans were passing in the boat, when I was watching the Olympic opening ceremony with my television, I noticed that they did not really showcase the Jamaican team for like 1 minute. It was more like few seconds. Then before you knew it, they took away the scene in which Jamaican athletes were passing. And I feel like it's not actually only the Jamaicans. It's not only actually the Jamaicans. So many African countries and around the world. Now let's talk about the disrespect that happened to Jamaica, because I didn't finish what I was saying. And the reason why I made this video is when I saw a lot of Jamaicans reacting on social media, that they also observed the same thing. And what I mean is, they did not really showcase the Jamaican team when they were passing. Now let me share a post on social media that I feel like it relates to what I was saying. So this particular person posted on Facebook, and he said, NBC, no need to show us the US team while another country is parading. That is disrespectful. He said NBC should not be showing the US team while Jamaica or any other country is passing. Do you get what I was trying to tell you? So I feel, and when I was watching the opening ceremony, I was not watching it from the NBC, right? I was watching it from a local television here called Super Sport, and they did the same thing. When the Jamaican teams were passing, they didn't really show like everybody. It was more like few seconds, and before you know it, the advertisement came in on the television I was watching. And I feel like it's quite disrespectful, because they will never do this kind of a thing to US team. They will never try it, because the US team, when they were passing, I think almost more than 1 minute was used to show all the athletes passing. And to be honest, there has been a lot of negative comments about the opening ceremony. Everybody on social media is not happy with the Paris opening ceremony. Everybody is like, oh, the Paris opening ceremony is too dull, is this, is that. So many people are not really satisfied with the Paris Olympic opening ceremony, and I am not also satisfied, because it was more like boring. It was boring to me, and a lot of people said the same thing, right? So let me hear your opinion. Do you feel like Jamaicans were disrespected or not? I made this video because I feel like it was a disrespect, but I don't know what you think. Do you believe it was a disrespect? Do you think the Olympics disrespected Jamaicans and other African teams by not showing them like fully? Let me hear your opinions. Anyway, let's talk about something interesting about that happened again at the Paris Olympic. Now, this white athlete, they were actually surprised, and they were literally in tears, because Shelly and Fraser-Price followed them on social media. And it's not as if these athletes are nobodies. These athletes are very famous, but they said that Shelly and Fraser-Price is their GOAT, and that means that Shelly is definitely the greatest female sprinter of all time, because they are literally in tears simply because of Shelly and Fraser-Price. And I feel like it was one of the beautiful moments at the opening ceremony. That it was one of the beautiful things that happened to Jamaican yesterday at the opening ceremony. So watching this athlete literally shedding tears simply because of Shelly and Fraser-Price is beautiful. It means that Shelly is definitely the GOAT of female track and field, right?
Welcome back. So in this video, this gentleman highlighted some observations that he saw during the Olympic Games, and what he described as a disrespect towards some African countries and Jamaica, to be particular or to be precise. Now, this Olympic Games has had a lot of reactions, mostly negative reactions and comments from people all over social media, and I believe that things can be made better if some of these things are addressed and corrected in the near future. Now, most of these competitions that is held is mostly geared towards praising some other countries at the expense of the other. It looks like some countries should always be seen and heard of always in the Olympics, whereas some other countries are not seen at all or even represented at all. Now, you would have a situation whereby a country is parading, then a different country is being shown on the television. These observations that someone made in order to buttress his point, I think it is very, very bad that the Olympic Committee need to check it when it comes to their social media and publicity, in the sense that when you are showing some countries for, let's say, a minute, then it should be a minute for all the other countries that are going to partake. Now, you do not show some countries for very long, and then you show other countries in just a glimpse, or even to a worse extent, even show a different country whilst another country is parading. This is not best at all, and I think a lot of Jamaicans are not happy about this observation. Now, one particular fact that you cannot take out is that Jamaicans, when it comes to the area of sports, they have really made a very great name for themselves. When you talk about the world fastest people, or you know the categories, I don't have to even mention them. When it comes to the world of sports, you know the influence that Jamaica has in this world. Jamaica has a lot of records and achievements when it comes to sports. I am not particularly into sports that much, but I know Jamaica to be very good when it comes to sports, most especially this track and field events. They have produced the fastest man, talk of it, a lot of categories they are holding it. So a country like this, if they are parading in the Olympic Games, I think they should even be shown more. You don't just show them in a glimpse and then pass it fast for a different country to be shown, or even in worst case scenario, showing another country. And just as he mentioned, the United States was shown for very long and even shown when other countries were passing. It looks like we live in this world which is anti-black, against black people. Everything that is black is deemed to be associated with negativity and all those things. I think we need to decolonize our minds and then know that the color of our skins do not necessarily define us. You may be white, I may be black, but we are all humans and we are all the same. And when it comes to even sporting genetics, they are even found heavily in melanated people. You see, black is very powerful, okay? Heavily melanated people are even very good at sports as compared to pale skinned people. And so this issue of showing other countries, whereas black people are not being shown that much, is not a fair representation. I think the Olympic Committee needs to look at this since a lot of people have made this observation, because every country has to be recognized and every country has a part or a role to play when it comes to this track and field event. And even talking about Jamaica, they are a force to reckon with when it comes to track and field events. So a lot needs to be done in order for this to be corrected. Now, let me know what you think about this. Do you think that it is just sentimental, or it is just his observation that Jamaicans were disrespected and actually were not that disrespected? Or if you also made a similar observation, let me know in the comment section below. If you know of any country that was also in a way disrespected, let me know that also in the comment section below. Share your general thoughts and opinions about the Olympics in the comment section below. Also, like this video and then share it to your friends and your family. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel. Just look at the subscribe button down here. Click on the subscribe button. Click as well on the notification bell. And I'd like to see you again in my next video.